Here's why I would not hire Travis Kelce as Taylor Swift's bodyguard. So I have a relative of mine, and I'm pretty sure that all this relative does all day long is forward me various emails. So when I check my email, I've got like a million forwards from him, and that's how I ended up reading a story. And it was something about, and again, I don't know where the story came from, but something about how whoever was thrilled that Travis Kelce was dating Taylor Swift because he's so big and he's so strong and he's the perfect bodyguard. Nobody's gonna get to her and she's better protected than ever before. So as soon as I finished reading that article, I shook my head. Why? Well, one of the things I do is I own a bodyguard company. I have a partner that runs it, and if you name an A-list celebrity or musicians, because we do a lot of work for musicians, name some of the most famous musicians in the world, there's probably a chance, that my company has done some executive protection work for them. So the reason I shook my head is because the best bodyguards I've ever worked with, the best bodyguards I've ever hired, were not jacked up, strong dudes that weren't intimidating looking, but they had the knowledge and skill set of how to be in the protection field. So Travis Kelce, is he huge? Obviously. I mean, big guy, football player. Does he have muscles? Yes, big, strong guy. Probably, well, I don't really have any muscles, even though I do work out, it doesn't look like it. So yes, he's probably 10 times stronger than I am, but he lacks the knowledge. So a good person, good bodyguard, they're gonna have knowledge such as surveillance, counter surveillance, surveillance detection routes, route planning, medical, hand-to-hand self-defense, gun disarms, knife disarms, evasive driving, all types of various things. And so that is what matters, is the knowledge and the skills of how to be a bodyguard. So Travis Kelce, again, big, jacked up, big guy, much bigger than me. Those guys are the easiest to defeat only because they have a false sense of security. They think in their mind, whoa, I'm so monstrous, I'm so big, nobody's gonna mess with me. If you look at some of the celebrities that have bodyguards, they're these 300-pound huge guys. Well, guess what? As I often say, the real truth about security in Hollywood is that these celebrities are so fortunate they don't have any serious death threats, or they'd all be dead, because most of the security is not very good. Because they hire these big guys who look intimidating, but they don't have any knowledge I just mentioned. So these big guys, and I can tell, they're not, I'm trying to think what I want to tell you here. They're not hard to get around. So if I wanted to get to Taylor Swift, I'm not going to tell you how because for safety, but if I wanted to get to her around Travis Kelce, let's just say in the espionage world, there's a unique type of distraction and it works very well. So people looking at me, they're going to say, hey, you don't look intimidating. You look average. You look plain. Obviously, I'm not going to stand out and draw attention. I'm not a big guy, but that is what works in the espionage world. That's what works when it comes to throwing this distraction. So the bottom line is, just because you see some huge football player looking guy, does he have the knowledge to actually be a good bodyguard? If you're hiring bodyguards, does he have the surveillance, counter surveillance, surveillance detection routes, medical, fire, the whole 9 yards, evasive driving, route planning, all that kind of stuff? That is what matters. And while I don't personally know Taylor Swift's security, I imagine she probably has great security because I imagine she has very serious death threats and she's not just some, low-level type of celebrity. So what I encourage you to do, if you're not looking for a bodyguard, is gather as much intelligence, gather as much knowledge as you can. Learn everything on hand-to-hand self-defense. Take some evasive driving. Never stop learning, because guess what? The world we live in is not getting safer, and most of us cannot afford a bodyguard or a plethora of bodyguards like Taylor Swift and other A-list celebrities. So hopefully you learned a thing or two. Keep yourself safe. God bless you and your family.